What's up, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei became the Hogyoku Successor, Part 3. Now, before I continue on, I just want to say one thing. I just woke up around 11 o'clock, 11:45 to be perhaps. I was dead ass tired, didn't really want to wake up, and yeah. No, I just realized if I don't fix my sleeping schedule, I'm gonna get fucked over when I actually do get a job. But not the point. I should also mention that this morning I was trying to kill a fucking spider. It was a kind of brownish color. I don't know what it was, but I was trying to fucking kill it until I finally fucking killed it. It took me a while. Yeah, it was a pain, but fuck it. So yeah, let me get into this water. Maybe shut the fuck up. And other than that, let's begin. So we begin into mostly Issei. Well, he was sleeping. He was mostly dreaming. But we go into mostly his dream. Or perhaps a different dimension entirely. But mostly, something inside him was glowing bluish. It was a bluish but purplish color at the same time. But we go into mostly Issei opening his eyes. He is no longer in his room. No, when he woke up, he thought he woke up in his room. But it isn't his room. He thinks it's a dream and he will be able to control it. Or it's like his mindscape or whatever. But it's not. Because this place is all dark. Very, very dark. This is where, well, he's confused. He thinks this is where he's gonna find Drake. Drake? Is that you? Dietrich? Buddy, are you around? This is where, well, he hears like someone kind of coughing into their like kind of hand. Or mostly just kind of like cleaning the throat out. This is where Issei turns around and sees a man right now sitting on a throne. Of course, this man is right now wrapped in all kind of like this black kind of like bandages. Of course, all over his body is all over covered, even his like face, which one side is covered, mostly like its left side. One of his eyes opens, showing a goldenish, like a goldenish brownish color. Of course, his hair is fully darkish brown. It's like a darkish brown color. But this is where, well, his face is like a, well, mostly his skin, which Issei can barely see. It's mostly from the face. It's like a tannish color, similar to his color, mostly of his own. But this is where, well, Issei's confused. He doesn't know who this man is. It doesn't even look like him. Mostly doesn't look like him as the previous timeline. This is where he's confused. This is where Issei says, who are you? This is where the person says, the older man says, Yokoso. Watashi no soul society. Means just welcome to the soul society. Which mostly Issei was confused. Until mostly the older man kind of just glances at Issei with mostly one of his eyes open. Yeah, literally, one of them can literally be only open. But he looks at Issei. And this is where, well, he gives a small little grin at Issei. This is where, well, the older man kind of says, hello there, other half. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, other half? What are you? Who are you? Where am I? This is where, well, mostly Issei is looking at the older man. He's still in his kind of kiddish version self, mostly being 6-year-old. This is where, well, mostly the older kind of looking man kind of just grins a little bit more at Issei and just says, oh, in due time you will find out what truly you are. You are not a human, but truly, I cannot tell you. I would just like to see how my other half would do without its other half, if you know what I mean. And this is where, well, Issei says, what are you talking about? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. You're not me. But what if... No, you can't be me. No, I never seen you in my life. When I got older, I had messy brown hair. And of course, mostly goldenish brown eyes and tannish skin. Similar to you, but I was 17 at the time I reset the timeline. Who are you? This is where, well, mostly the older versions, mostly those older men can say, oh, you resetted the timeline. Interesting. Wasn't expecting my other half to do something like that. Whatever. Well, you should probably start waking up now. This is where Issei said, no, you gotta tell me. This is where, well, Issei was actually pushed away from the older man until mostly Issei woke up in an ending. Right now in a cold, like he's in a cold sweat. He's drenched with all his sweat. This is where, well, Issei's confused. What is that? No. What's that? Who was that man? Half? What does he talk about half? But that wasn't me. No. What happened? Who was that man? No. I can't think he was me. He wasn't me. He was way too older and way too good looking. Not the point. Damn it. Maybe I did like his hairstyle. I did also like his outfit. No, why am I thinking about that now? Never mind. I should probably just do what kid things do. Kid things. Yeah, I should probably just do whatever as a child for right now. And not overthink it about this. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. This is where, well, mostly Issei gets up until he felt like falling back down. This is where, well, he says, I can barely move. Is this fear? But why am I feeling fear? Who was that man? His aura was definitely different. No, it wasn't a dream. But it felt too realistic. It felt like I went into a different dimension. But how? Who am I really entirely is? Am I Issei Hyodo? But what happened if that's me in the future? What happened if I time travel? No, but that doesn't make sense. But then again, I did went to the past. I have all my memories. And of course, I changed some things instead of in the previous timeline. What happened? I gotta definitely wake up Dietrich so I can talk to him. I will need to talk to him. I need to know if he knows about the previous timeline. I gotta know if he does know. Because it seems like Catherine Moriyama probably knows. Irina doesn't, which is good. Which is not good, but good at the same time that she doesn't remember because she would now try to find that blue-haired bastard. And when I find that blue-haired bastard, I'm definitely gonna kill him. I don't care. I'll probably just kill him off the timeline, just so I don't deal with him in the later future. No. Should I? Yeah, fuck it. I'll probably manipulate him or something. That's not the fucking point. Issei gets up in an instant. This is where, well, Issei says, I feel so damn tired though. Damn it. This is where, well, mostly Issei looks at the clock and notice it's still kind of 6 o'clock. School doesn't actually start until like 7 or 8ish. This is where, well, Issei says, I'm gonna go back to sleep. But I can't. I'm too wide awake. What should I do then? Meditate? Maybe that's what calmed me down. Yeah, I should meditate. Issei kind of just sits up, mostly in a cross-legged position, and starts kind of meditating. This is where, well, Issei said. He starts kind of meditating. This is where, well, mostly when Issei is kind of meditating, something appeared next to him. Mostly like this kind of like black, kind of shadowish kind of ant. Mostly it was it was black and kind of like purple at the same time. The ant was right now kind of next to Issei, protecting him. Now, of course, Issei did this without even noticing that he did this. He activated one of his abilities, Shadow Army, which Shadow Army just allows him to just create shadow soldiers. But yeah, one of them came out. It's not entirely creation. Well, it is creation, but it's also a rising from the undead. But that's not the point. This is where, well, mostly the shadow ant right now just sits next to Issei. This is where, well, looking at Issei, kind of trying to calm himself down. Issei opens his eyes and sees a shadow ant, which he's confused, but then remembers the shadow ant kind of being the one to actually destroy the stray. Issei said, why are you out? He looks at the ant. This is where the ant looks at him, and of course, this is where the ant twists his head to the side and to the right, and this is where, well, the ant says, my lord, I came here just to protect you. I thought you were gonna go do something. I felt the stress the stress on your body, and I came out just to protect you. I thought you were in danger. This is where the ant kind of said. Issei said, you can talk? Issei said, wait, does that mean that I give conscious to those of creation? Well, the ant nodded. Yes, and just like my name is considered to be Beru. So hello, my lord. We have not talked in a while. You haven't summoned me in any case battle. And I noticed you haven't have any battle case. So I was just sitting in your shadow for a while. That's what, well, Issei said, why does that give me a weird feeling that... So yeah, mostly, Beru kind of just says, yeah, the name is Beru. This is where, well, it's just a, wait a minute. Wait, so you've been in my shadow for a while? Yes. Does that mean, were you the one to give me that dream? Huh? What dream, my lord? What are you talking about? Or, Issei decided to stay, well, mostly stand there for a couple of seconds, like sit still, and mostly kind of just think about it. Could that be my future self? No, it didn't look like my future self. He was talking about half. Half. That could also mean that he could be my other half. But he's too old for me. I thought my other half would just look like my previous timeline self. But he didn't feel like my other half. He felt like if we became once again, I would have become the most strongest and powerful being across the multiverse. Could that be the case? No. Maybe. No. But I feel whole again. Well, see, I feel like my body is whole, but it is kind of feeling sad for the fact that it's not with the older. The older man did feel comfortable, very comfortable, even if it has such a malicious energy aura around him. But that doesn't. Who is he anyway? Why do I have the great feeling to just call myself Sosuke Aizen? I mean, I did take the last name Aizen, just so I don't need to be a part of the Hyodos. But, so annoying. I'm thinking of this too much. I'm frying my brain also. Maybe I should postpone this thinking and decide to just talk to Beru. Yes, actually, Beru, he has conscious. When the flip did I give my Shadow Soldier's consciousness? Did I always have that? Did I accidentally just do that? Or was it during the stray attack? Maybe it was during the stray attack. Because during the stray attack I passed out, but not entirely passed out. I was awake, but not that awake. Something took over me. This feeling urge of protecting and destroying anything that came close to my grandparents. Maybe it was better that actually, maybe I did give him conscious but didn't notice this. Then again, the abilities that I have are also weird. The power to go back in time. The power to change timelines. Well, not change timelines, that's just me. But then I have like pyrokinesis and telekinesis, and then I have shadow creation. But how? How do I have all this? Better question. That blue ball. That blue marble. Yes, I remember it now. That blue marble. I saw it. Mostly, I once saw it in my previous timeline. I wanted to go back in time. I wanted to change everything. The blue marble seems to glow and kind of grant my wish. That's how I am back in the past. I wanted to change everything. Could it be that blue marble decided to grant my wish? But what about the abilities? This still doesn't make any sense. I'm really overthinking this. For being a 6-year-old, I should stop overthinking stuff. I'm going to get gray hairs, and before I even reach adulthood, I should stop stressing about this. Mostly Issei gets out of his mostly mind and decides to look at Beru and says, sorry about that. This is where Beru nodded and says, no worries. This is where, well, Issei says, sorry about mostly not knowing that I created you and gave you conscious. I just been a little overstressed and other things. Beru nodded. Mr. Racing says, so, Beru, you always are under my shadow, right? Yes. Does that mean you saw everything what happened yesterday? Yes. This is what Issei said. I see. So, do you know... Let me ask you this. Do you know the guy with kind of blackish and blondish hair? You mean the fallen angel? Oh, wait, so you do know about the governor angel? No, I just know him from your kind of memory conscious. You gave me some of your memories. I see. So you're a part of me, but not entirely. Yes. This is where, well, it says, I see. So, you can think also. Yes. What do you want me to think? But I gotta give you a command, or do you just think by yourself? I don't know how conscious you are entirely. But entirely other than that, it's better to have a friend than to have just no one to talk to. Issei kind of just put his hand on top of Beru, and Beru kind of just was confused until mostly Issei just pat his head. This is where, well, Issei says, I can't believe I actually created something that was actually conscious. I'm amazing. Maybe. Maybe I did that in an accident. Oh, whatever. This is where, well, mostly Beru kind of just nodded. Of course, this is where, well, mostly he hears the door kind of open. This is where Beru disappears and went back into Issei's mostly shadow. And this is where Issei went back to sleep. And this is where it's so fast. Mostly he had his eyes a little bit open, or mostly not open entirely. He just asked Beru just to kind of see who exactly it is. And who it is none other than his father. His father does have work early in the morning. Of course, this is where, well, his father thought he heard something in Issei's room, like someone talking. But when he went inside, he saw no one. He just saw Issei sleeping. And of course, mostly saw how Issei had a plushie. Literally a plushie, yes. He had a, what's it called, penguin plushie. The reason why he has a penguin plushie is because his grandmother gave it to him just for like his 5th birthday, or mostly his 6th birthday, but yeah, just send it towards him. This is where, well, Issei's hugging it because, well, no, it's not a penguin plushie, it's a chicken plushie, but yeah, Issei loves a chicken plushie. He doesn't care. He just, meh. Well, no, it's not a chicken plushie, it's a sheep plushie. He just loves farm animals entirely are. So, of course, the sheep plushies actually is kind of made out of real kind of wool, but like more like, it's kind of washed and other things. She didn't just send a raw kind of just plushie full of like raw wool. She did manage to reform it and other things. And of course, in work mode, she just sent it towards Issei because Issei loved the sheep more. Because mostly he just loves sleeping on the sheep because they're so fluffy. Issei's just holding onto it tight. This work well. His father just looked at him with a very confused look. He knows the sheep. Yeah, of course, it worked well. His father was actually going up to Issei. This worked well. His father just looked at him for a second. Very much like his eyes were kind of emotionless a little bit. Issei felt very uncomfortable, but of course he didn't wake up. Instead, Beru was actually ready to cut him down. Cut down the older looking man. But of course, decided not to do it because mostly the older looking man decided to walk away from Issei. This worked well. Mostly, Issei was confused. He felt the aura, he felt the stare. Not the aura, mostly the stare. But Beru was the one telling mostly his lord if we should cut him down. This is where well, he to tell him no, don't do that. This is where well, the ant nodded and decided not to do it. This is where well, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly waking up now. It's now time to go to school, but yeah. Issei is yawning. He didn't really want to go to school, but yeah, he had to. So of course he goes to school, and this is where well, he gets into mostly his like, well, school being a 6-year-old, but yeah, like it's not kindergarten, it's like what was that called? I think it is kindergarten. I think when you're like, if you're 3 years old, you go to a preschool, like a very preschool before kindergarten, and like, what's it called? What was not kindergarten before you go into what's it called? What was that one before kindergarten? I don't remember, but yeah. But Issei is kind of in like kindergarten somewhere, or 1st grade. You can say whatever. Is it where? Well, Issei is looking around. Of course, none of the kids interest him. Really, they're all human, and of course, none of them have an aura or any of that strangeness. Of course, where well, Issei is just walking around. This is where well, he's just ignoring all the kids. All of them are just playing, doing this or that. This is where well, Issei decides to grab one of the books from the shelf. Now, of course, one of those books are actually well, not a dictionary, but mostly a like chapter book. Yeah, not chapter book, but one of those big books. But yeah, you get the point. Mostly, Issei starts reading it. The teacher notices, but of course, the teacher thinks that Issei can't read it. Which Issei literally can read it. He's right now on the 300 page. But yeah, not the point. Mostly, someone in the, what's it called, classroom kind of like bump into or mostly push a girl down. And of course, someone else kind of got angry and annoyed at mostly the kind of other kid. This kid, or mostly both of the kids that were kind of bumping in, was mostly because they were from a different classroom. The other teacher was not there and actually kind of was sick that day. So of course, mostly this older kid kind of, or mostly he's not older. He's like, he is kind of older, but not much. He's a little bit taller, but yeah. But of course, he bumped into a girl, and the girl kind of got pushed down, which another one got angry. Now, this is where Issei looks up. He sees, well, a girl with kind of snowy, kind of, or mostly like palish, whitish skin. The other girl, well, mostly is like palish, whitish kind of, yeah, kind of like skin. Snowy a little bit, but yeah. Her hair is kind of white, and this is where, well, she kind of has a little bit long hair, but not much. It's kind of reaches her upper back a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, the other girl kind of has shorter, what they call brownish hair. Of course, darkish kind of skin, and this is where, well, she does have kind of yellowish eyes. The other girl had bluish eyes, but not the point. The girl with darker skin kind of angry at the older, well, mostly the taller boy. The taller boy is literally looking like a 7-year-old, or even 8-year-old, because he's that tall. This is where, well, the taller boy says, huh? What? What do you want? This is where, well, mostly he kind of just said to the girl. The girl says, hey, what the fuck did he push? Well, she didn't say what the fuck, but mostly she said, why did he push my friend down? This is where, well, the taller boy says, because she's too small. And what do you want, peepsqueak? What, you want me to apologize? No. My parents told me never to apologize to those who are smaller than me. Issei decides to walk, well, mostly get up, and because Issei's a little bit taller, he's actually the tallest one in what's it called, the kindergarten grade. Of course, he's the only one that's a little bit kind of similar to this guy's height, but not much. He's actually a little bit shorter, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of walks through this group, and this is where, well, Issei has his book still with him. This is where, well, the whole class are thinking there might be a fight between girl and guy, but this is where, well, Issei said, hey, what the hell are you doing? Why are you attacking, well, your classmates? This is where Issei kind of questioned. The other guys, well, mostly the taller guy, not older guy. The taller guy says, huh? And what do you want, pipsqueak? Wait, you're actually almost the same height as me. This is where, well, Issei says, yep, I am. You're actually annoying me also. This is where, well, the guy says, huh? And what are you gonna do, huh? Issei says this. Issei literally fucking kicked him in the fucking head, knocking him out, like hitting him right near the neck, knocking him out, and then he's like, this is where he falls down in an instant. The girl was shocked, and even though kind of whitish hair girl, this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of looks at them and decides to kind of walk past the darker skinned girl and kind of go up to the snowy white skinned girl. Hey, you okay? This is where, well, mostly the snowy white skinned girl says, yes, I am. Thank you. This is where, well, mostly Issei smiles gently, and of course, where Issei then looks at the other girl and says, are you okay? This is where, well, mostly the girl kind of blush a little bit and says, yes, I am. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just nodded and says, well, the name's Issei. Issei Aizen. Yes, Issei is literally even. He probably knows that his parents won't even fucking care about him changing his fucking name, because literally that's his parents just don't give a damn. So of course him calling himself Issei Aizen would just be meh. He doesn't care. This is where, well, the girl's nodded, and this is where, well, mostly the snowy white haired girl kind of says, my name is. So the girl with kind of like snowy white skin is kind of named Blanca, and the other girl is named Nora. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, well, sorry about kind of kicking the guy down. He was kind of annoying. This is where, well, he then smiles at both of them, which both of them kind of blush because, well, even though Issei is a child, which all of them are children, they still kind of do develop feelings somewhat, but not the point. Issei says, well, I should probably be going. The teacher is going to get angry at me. The teacher goes up to Issei, and this is where most of the teachers, yeah, the teacher is a he, and she says, what are you, Hyoda, what the hell did he do? Issei said, huh? Oh, I kicked the mean person down. Well, why? Because he was mean. This is where, well, mostly the teacher says, go to the office. This is where, well, the teacher decides to grab the other boy and tells mostly another teacher from across the hall, mostly a first grader, mostly not first grader, fifth grader teacher, just to kind of like hold down his class because mostly a student kind of got in a fight. This is where the fifth grade teacher says, what the hell did that kid even do? Kick the other kid in the neck and knock him out. Wow, that's actually some incredible talent right there. You should probably not say anything about it. The teacher said, what? Why? Oh, nothing. Just because the kid is incredible. This is where, well, the teacher said, no, there should be no fighting. The teacher says, whatever. This is where, well, the fifth grade teachers went inside to kind of look at the kids so they won't be troublesome. But yeah. Now we go into mostly Issei and mostly the older kid. Mostly, the older kid's parents come. Issei's parents do not come. Issei said, yeah, they don't care. They really don't care. Issei literally thinks, yeah, they probably won't give a damn. And besides, Issei literally did kind of like change the phone number, so every time the fucking like school decided to try to call Issei's parent, it would literally call up a fucking like business like number of somewhere else, like somewhere in America. Yeah, Issei literally fucked that over because he didn't really want to deal with his parents and bullcrap and other shit. But yeah, he doesn't care. You manipulate everything for his benefits. But yeah, this is where well, Issei kind of just looks at mostly the other parents of mostly this kid. This kid is kind of having like an ice pack on his like neck. The other parents are saying, "You decided to hurt our precious angel." Blah 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 blah. Issei literally tuned that shit out, talking to better. He was just like, I don't care. This is what well, the principal was trying to calm down the parents, but of course Issei literally ignored him. Of course, there's the security officer there, and the security officer was just eating his lunch. This is where one of the parents got annoyed, which it was the dad, and this actually tried to attack Issei. The security guard actually notices even the principal, and before mostly the like older man tried to attack Issei like was about to get hit by this attack until Issei dodges it and fucking just uppercuts this guy in the stomach, just like hits him right in the pressure point, knocking him out. This is where the older man falls down. The mother was screaming so loud and annoying and obnoxious. Issei grabs a piece of paper and just throws it into her mouth, saying, "Shut up already." Yeah, Issei was just annoyed with these parents. This is where the mother was just getting angry. She was just having this piece of paper into her mouth, which it was a ball. It was a huge ball, just to kind of, I mean, she keeps screaming, just to go, ah. But yeah, like an apple. Like if you throw an apple into someone, they kind of just can't talk no more because they have an apple in their mouth. But it was a ball. This is where almost the older kid just sees how Issei literally took out his parents so easily. Mostly this older kid thought that mostly his parents are invincible and they literally just got kicked out. Or mostly just beaten by another kid whose parents aren't even fucking here. Literally Issei was on menace time and the kid is now fearing Issei entirely. This is where Issei said, "Oops, did I do something?" That's where mostly Issei said with a very cute innocent voice. The principal just sighs. This is where the security guard decided to take out both parents because they're causing more trouble than anything. And this is where the principal kind of looks at Issei and says, "How did he do that?" Issei says, "Oh, I was taught by a younger age and to hit someone in the pressure point if they're ever going to attack me. It was kind of taught by my grandfather," Issei said, very very innocently and kind of gentle. This is where the older kind of principal sighs and says, "Whatever. Man, this is such a long day. I should have got some coffee." This is where, mostly the principal just thought, but yeah. This is where the kid is just pailing. He just realized that even if his parents decide to go against his kid, literally this kid has the ability to know where pressure points are at and knock someone out. But yeah. This is where, mostly the taller kid is just scared of Issei, which Issei literally looks at the kind of taller kid, and this is where Issei kind of noticed the principal is looking away, kind of trying to calm down the parents, and this is where Issei noticed that there's no cameras in this like principal's office, and this is where Issei says, "Hey, if you attack those girls, Nora or Blanca, I will find you and I'll kill you." Issei has his shadowish ant right now behind him. And this is where this man is just tall. This shadow ant is the same height as mostly Sanjin Wu, kind of, but a little bit taller. So being a little bit like 6'7". This is where, the ant is right now being really fucking scary. The aura is scary also. This is where the taller kid is just right now pissing himself in an instinct, scared of Issei. This is where, the kid literally just gets up, runs off and says, "I don't want to be in this school no more." This is where, he just literally pissed himself in an instant. He says, he's literally pissed himself. This is where, Beru went back into his shadows, mostly into his master's shadow. And this is where, this is, time to be going then. This is where Issei gets out and says, "Can I go back to class?" The principal says, yes, you can go back to class. We haven't been able to contact your parents, so yeah. This is where, Issei says, "Okay." This is where Issei literally walks away, but yeah. Mostly the principal went to go get coffee. Even the security guard, they were not prepared for this shit. But yeah, Issei went back to class, and this is where the teacher says, "So did you learn your lesson?" Issei said, no." This is where, Issei says, "Yes, kinda, maybe, I don't know. You can talk to the principal on what happened." This is where, mostly the teacher sighs and just didn't care too much. But yeah, at this point, he just doesn't know what to do with Issei. Issei's a special case. He reads mostly chapter books. He also is the type to be alone by himself most of the time. But since he met the two girls, he's actually quite interested with them. But yeah. Now, of course, mostly students in the class don't really talk to these girls because they're kind of alone because of mostly their darker skin or mostly their kind of palish skin because they think they're freaks. And with Issei, they don't think Issei's a freak. Most of the girls kind of like him, but not like sexually because well, they're still fucking kids. But yeah, but of course they don't understand why Issei, a normal kind of student, talks to mostly the two girls. Like if he was kind of just kind of like being nice because he is nice. He just doesn't like other people that look down on other people just because of anything. Issei just thinks that all of them are annoying, but yeah. But this is where we go into mostly Issei getting towards mostly school. It's been 2 weeks, but yeah, Issei has just been kind of every time he gets out of school, he goes to the park, he meets up with Irina, or even Esther, or even Noelle sometimes, or just Matsuda or Morihama. Now, Matsuda and Morihama go to a different school, but yeah, they don't really go to the same school of Issei. Now, of course, same with Irina and even with Esther and even Noelle. Of course, he does meet Junko on some occasions. Of course, both Issei and Junko does play a lot, literally a lot. Sometimes Rainer joins him, but not much. She just kind of sits next to her father, which mostly is none other than Azo. And Azo really likes the fact that one of his daughters is very outgoing, playful, and really liking this kid. Mostly Azo was actually having a dark thought of mostly stealing his daughter away, because his daughter before wasn't actually too playful and too outgoing until she met this boy. She was quite dark and malicious somewhat, but now seeing this boy and how they're kind of just playing, talking, and of course just mostly having fun, she became much more different. This is where, mostly Azo was kind of happy. Now, of course, this is where mostly Beru is actually keeping an eye on both Issei and even what's it called, Junko. But yeah, making sure that no one tries to attack them. If that happens, then Beru will crush them down in an instant. Now, they are kind of the only ones kind of playing in the, park. But this is where Issei and Junko kind of bump into mostly a girl, kind of like whitish, mostly snowy, kind of whitish skin, kind of. But of course, it's mostly like, it's a little bit tannish, not actually. It's kind of white but tannish at the same time. This is where, she has crystallized blue eyes and kind of whitish hair. This is where, she's also wearing a similar, same kind of like princess outfit. And of course, princess outfit. And this is where, she was kind of on the bench, depressed, very depressed, until mostly Junko and Issei went up to her and says, "Are you okay?" This is where both of them ask. This is where, Issei was wondering who exactly this person is. This is where, mostly the person says, "Huh? Yeah. Hi." This is where, she kind of just said. This is where Issei said, "Are you fine? Okay? What's your name?" This is what Issa said. This is where, the girl was kind of a little scared until Issa said, right, I should say my name. The name is Issei Aizen. This is where, Junko says, "Junko and Shinma." This is where, they're both kind of just being friendly. The girl kind of said, my name is Valerie Lucifer. This is where, mostly Junko and even Issei widen his eyes, but of course doesn't show it. He's just shocked to believe there's a Lucifer in front of him. He remembers all the Lucifers, and they're all cocky and arrogant as hell, even Rizabun, the one that he fought one time. Now, of course, you remember the, White Dragon Emperor being Lucifer? But he's confused until he felt the energy of the White Dragon within her. This is where, Issei widened his eyes and says, "Wait, was the White Dragon that I was was it a guy or a girl?" It looked more like a guy, but then again, wait a fucking minute. This is where, Issei needs to talk to Dietrich now more than ever. This is where, we'll see. Issei says, "Oh, well, hi there. Can I call you Vali for short?" This is where Valerie kind of nodded, and this is where, mostly she then says, "Can I call you Ice-kun?" This is where, mostly Issei says, "Oh, it's fine." This is where, mostly Junko pouts a little bit because she doesn't like mostly other people calling him Ice-kun. Now, yeah, she heard it kind of a couple times with the other girls, but this is where, she just gets a little pouty and annoying. Now, of course, mostly Issei and Junko says, "Do you want to play?" This is where, well, she smiles and says, "Yeah, I do." This is where, well, they started playing, and of course, mostly they're playing tag and other things. Now, mostly, as I noticed this, mostly noticed what's it called, the three children playing. He thought it was mostly Rainer until he noticed Rainer still next to him, mostly eating some like cookies, but yeah, because she brought some cookies, but yeah. Of course, where Azo kind of noticed mostly the three children. He noticed Issei, who is technically a human, but yeah, he is just a normal human. He noticed what's it called, Junko, and then he noticed a whitish hair girl, which makes his eyes widen and innocent. Is none other than Valerie Lucifer. This is where, well, he never expected to see her again because the last time he saw her was with what's it called, Rizipin. That son of a bitch. This is where, well, we'll see. Well, Azo kind of gets on guard after he thinks about it. Where would Rizipin appear? This is where, well, before even what's it called, Azo can proceed what happens next is none other than what's it called, Valerie bumps into an older looking man. This is where, well, mostly this person has kind of whitish hair and goldenish eyes. This is where, well, he kind of looks quite very old. This is where, well, mostly Valerie right now pales at what's it called, what she sees. This is where, well, mostly Junko is confused, and Issei gets on guard in an instant. It's none other than Rizabin Lucifer. This is where, well, Rizabin says, "Ah, well, hello there, my dear little granddaughter. What are you doing here?" This is where, well, Azo gets on guard in an instant. Right now, having Rainer with him just didn't expect Rizabin to appear. This is where, well, mostly Valerie gets scared and of course tries to just walk backwards. This is where, well, Junko doesn't understand what's happening, but she gets also on guard. She has her fallen angel side kind of having instinct to kind of run away from this person. Issei, on the other hand, right now gets on guard and just tells what's it called, Beru just gets really on guard and just in case he's going to have to attack this person. This is where, well, Azo kind of makes a magic circle to teleport Rainer away. And this is where, well, Rainer was confused, but this is where Azo gets up and says, "Hey, Rizabin Lucifer, what are you doing here? I thought you wouldn't be in the human world." This is where, well, Rizabin turns around and says, "Ah, if it isn't the governor angel of the fallen angels. Huh, oh wait, now I notice. I noticed the other two kids. One's a human and one's the actual daughter of yours. You know, if you step any closer, I might have to kill her." This is where he makes a blue ball appear in his hand. This is where Azo stops in an instant. This is where, well, Rizabin says, "Valerie, let's go. We need to start your training so you can actually become the perfect fucking weapon to kill those damn false traitors for the cause, those false figures." This is where, well, Valerie says, I don't want to. This is where, well, Rizabin says, "I said get over here, or I'll kill the girl and boy behind you." This is where, well, she was about to walk away until Issei grabbed her hand in an instant. This is where Issei says, "No, I won't let you hurt her." This is where mostly Rizabin says, "Huh, brave boy, but you know you will die." Issei says, "No, I won't." This is where, well, Issei's eyes glowed for yellow for a second, in an instant with a very angry, annoyed expression, thinking this person is still so cocky in this fucking timeline. Fuck it. This is where, well, Issei might have to reveal himself a little bit, but this is where, well, Issei doesn't want to kind of reveal himself entirely, but this is where something happens. Something like a purple, or mostly like a greenish portal appears, somewhere kind of near some trees. This is where he's confused, until he sensed his master's energy. Well, entirely, it was his master. He was very loyal in a different timeline. Very different universe timeline. But he was very extremely loyal to this man. Of course, he has a number 4 near his chest, and this is where, well, he has a white skull helmet on top of his head, black longish hair, and black empty eyes. This is where, well, he felt his master being right now distressed and right now kind of scared. This is where, well, he remembers how mostly his master has two halves of himself. This is where, well, he decides to go and find where it is. This is where he uses an ability called Needle. This is where he disappears from the tree lines and right now appears right now in the sky. Kind of. What he sees up in the sky, he sees a white-haired man right now pointing a blast straight towards the brown-haired boy. The man right now that was on the sky right now winding his eyes. This is where he didn't like this situation. So of course this is where he points his finger right now in front of him. And this is where he says, "Settle." This is where a greenish blast, a lasering greenish blast smashes into Rizabin's hand in an instant, right now cutting it off in an instant. This is where Rizabin right now screams in pain. This is where, well, mostly Issei grabs both Junko and Valerie away from mostly Rizabin. Rizabin says, "You annoying! Who did that?" This is where, when Rizabin looks up, he sees someone with dead empty eyes. This is where, well, the person says, Rizabin says, "Who are you?" This is where, well, the person says, "Who am I? I don't know who am I, but you can call me Numero Cuatro." Well, he does say, me? Who am I? Not entirely, don't know, but you can call me Numero Cuatro. Well, he didn't have blackish eyes. He had kind of like this greenish eyes that were slick a little bit. This is where, well, mostly Rizabin says, "Who are you?" The name is Ukiraya Sifrin. This is where, or yeah, something like that. This is where, well, mostly Rizabin says, "Huh? Who the hell are you? Your energy, I can't sense it." This is where, well, Ukiraya says, "Good. It's better if you don't sense it." This is where he unsheathes his blade, and this is where he disappears from Rizabin in an instant. Appearing behind Rizabin, and this is where he puts the blade back into his sheath. His like sheath in an instant. He noticed the brownish hair boy right now kind of protecting the girls. And this is where, well, mostly he also noticed Azo, but didn't really care. Rizabin says, "Why you miss, you..." A slash, a huge ass slash appears on Rizabin's chest. No, fine, you can keep that bitch, Azo. I'm out of here. This is where he was about to be disappeared until a Ukiryu says, "Sorry, settle." This is where, well, he shoots a blast strike to Rizabin before he teleports. Of course, he managed to teleport, but the blast managed to go through the teleportation and shoots through his chest in an instant, making a hole. Rizabin falls down the ground. He screams in an instant. Someone rushes in so fast, kind of seeing his lord being hurt. But this is where, well, the portal behind him just closes. This is where Ukiryu kind of just noticed what's it called, Issei. And this is where, well, he noticed that, well, Issei is kind of giving off this energy of like, "Who the hell are you?" This is where, well, mostly Ukiryu noticed that he should probably not make any more of a scene until his master gets to the proper age and wonders what he's actually supposed to rule entirely. This is where, well, he decides to start walking away until mostly Elsa says, "Hey, who are you?" "Who am I? Don't know. I don't really care. But you can call me Numero Cuatro Espada of mostly." So, of course, I think Ukiryu was someone, I think the emotion that embodies him would be despair, and of course, I can't remember if that's the case or not, because I know Stark, mostly Coyote Stark, embodies a loneliness, but I think Ukiryu embodies despair? I think so, I can't remember. This is what, well, mostly Ukiryu says. Other than that, I should be leaving. This is what Ukiryu right now makes a, what's it called, not Sonido, a Gargantua, and just disappears into it. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Elzo doesn't know why, but he has a weird feeling that Issei was the one to cause this, but he doesn't know why. But this is where, well, mostly Issei is holding onto Junko and even what's it called, Valerie's hands. And this is where, well, mostly Elzo notices and had a very perverted grin. "Oh, hey there, Issei." Mostly he just looks at both Issei, Valerie, and even Junko, and just kind of did call out their names, mostly Issei, what's it called, Valerie, and Junko. And this is where, well, they get kind of scared a little bit because they were still startled. And this is where Elzo says, "Oh, don't worry. I'm just a little curious, Issei. Why are you holding on to two girls' hands? Are you going to be loyal to my daughter in the near future, or are you going to be loyal to my adopted daughter in the near future also?" This is where, well, mostly Issei's face becomes red in an instant, actually now noticing what mostly Elzo is talking about, because he's actually holding on to both Junko and Valerie's hand, until mostly Valerie looks at this confusedly. And this is where Junko also notices and realizes that she's blushing, well, Valerie also, and this is where they look off each other's hands in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Issei is looking down in embarrassment, Junko's looking to the side in embarrassment, and Valerie is also. Now, Valerie does know about Elzo, because she usually calls him Uncle Elzo, but yeah, sometimes. But of course, well, we'll see. He says, I think I'm gonna go home. This is where, well, Issei started kind of walking away. But Elzo knows that he needs to erase Issei's memories from the supernatural. And now that he has Valerie with him and Junko, he needs to actually tell, well, Issei for goodbye. This is where, well, Elzo says, "Oh, before we leave, little Issei, or Issei. Issei said, yeah? This is where Issei turns around. He knows what's going to happen next. He wasn't expecting the supernatural to come too fast. This is where, as it says, well, Junko, Valerie, you're gonna have to say goodbye to your friend forever. This is where, well, both of them widen their eyes and say, no! This is where, well, Issei kind of widens his eyes and says, what? But why? This is where, well, Issei knows that he's going to have to keep acting. This is where, well, mostly he knows that Asa is going to try to erase his memories, but he needs to figure out how to counter that part. This is where, well, mostly Asa says, well, you see here, girls, I will have to tell you later, but for right now, I will have to erase Issei's memories from this kind of encounter. Because mostly Junko's and even Valerie's wings just spread out, mostly out of mostly scaredness, but yeah, in fear they need to fly away. But of course, mostly thanks to the fact that Uryu kind of saved them somewhat. But of course, well, mostly they understand why, kind of, but they really don't want to erase Issei's memories. This is where, well, mostly Junko says, then can we visit him even if he erased his memories? This is where, well, mostly Azo says, of course, maybe in the near future when you two are older and he's old enough for you to kind of get married. This is where, well, they blush away, and this is where, well, Issei's confused, but this is where, well, Azo right now uses a magic attack, or mostly not magic attack, mostly a magic spell, to right now erase Issei's memories. This is where, well, it was about to erase Issei's memories until a shadow soldier actually appeared so fast in front of Issei. It was another conscious being, but this is where, well, this being didn't really have that much needing of memories. He can just remake them again. But this is where, well, the shadow soldier took it, but of course went back into Issei's shadow. But yeah, so fast. This is where, well, mostly Issei was confused and saying, where am I? He had to act like he was confused. He was actually annoyed in how he had to use one of his shadow soldiers, because he was actually creating another shadow soldier with more, say, like conscious and memories. This is where, well, mostly just to embody another emotion of his. Because Beru is mostly like bravery, rage, and other things, and this is where, well, this shadow soldier was now back to square one. Back to just not having it. Well, it wasn't bravery, mostly Beru has, but he has rage and kind of, he has mostly some emotions like Issei, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei was annoyed, but this is where he had to ask, like, where am I? This is where, well, as I say, oh, sorry kid, but we need to be leaving. You know where to go home, right? Issei's like, yeah. Issei started walking away. This is where, well, mostly Azo kind of walks away also. But this is where, well, mostly when they're about to teleport, mostly Azo has a weird feeling that he didn't actually erase his memories. No. When he was about to send the spell attack, he noticed something appear right in front of Issei entirely really fast. Issei's eyes glowed yellow entirely. And of course, something smashes into the, like technique. The attack did hit him, but it didn't look like it hit him entirely. Which Azo is actually thinking that Issei is not actually human entirely, but actually was a part of the supernatural. And for some reason, Ukiru, or whatever his name was again, kind of was a part of Issei. He doesn't know why, but he has a weird feeling of that. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just walks back home, and this is where, well, Issei's kind of sad, and he wanted to see Junko or mostly Valerie again. But then again, maybe in the near future, maybe he will find them. But for right now, he has to kind of go home. He gets home, and kind of looks like his parents are back to just doing whatever because they don't care about him. Which he doesn't care about them neither. But this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip. Now, we go into a time skip about Issei turning, well, 8 years old. Now, he's right now in 2nd grade, but I should mention one thing. He's in 2nd grade, but with a kind of, well, mostly new students somewhat. Not new students, because he just kind of graduated from 1st grade, but not the point. Now, Irina had to move back to mostly Europe, which is a thing. Of course, Estef had to go kind of leave, but of course gave Issei a ring that just to remember each other by. And of course, mostly Noelle had to kind of leave also, but she gave a necklace towards Issei. But yeah, just so they can remember each other in the near future. But yeah. Now, of course, Issei's friends, he just kind of lost them entirely. Now, of course, he still has Motohama and Masuda, which they're in the same kind of like school with each other. Or not school, but they're still friends. They still hang out and other things, but not the point. Now, of course, mostly... So yeah, mostly that's happening, and this is where, well, Issei is kind of like not really being a pervert, and neither is with the Kamatsuda and Murahama. Matsuda is a nerdy kid, or not a nerdy kid. He's kind of like playing sports, even though in his like second grade year, but not the point. Issei is quiet, but of course he's quite knowledgeable. Same with what's it called, Murahama, but not the point. Other than that, I'm gonna leave it off here for part part 3 of this what if, because I have to be going. Other than that, bye soon. Yeah, I gotta go pay some bills. Fuck, I forgot about that. Shit, wait, oh fuck, I forgot about that. Other than that, bye soon. Yeah.